Dear to Queen, how are you? Welcome back to True From Within podcast. Let's talk about are we toxic for ourselves? So let's start it. Just take your coffee or your hot tea or your iced coffee. Take a blanket and let's start it. So at this time of the year, people are asking about changing their life by creating the vision board, changing their habit, or making resolution. But I want to tell you that sometimes the things that we want, we don't have because we are not true for ourselves, true yourself. Especially if each morning you are waking and say to yourself, I am ugly, nobody like me, my life sucks. I live from paycheck and paycheck in the jobs that doesn't stimulate me. I never have time for myself. I don't look myself in the mirror because I am not pretty enough. I am not small enough. I need to lose weight. I need to gain weight. I look the social media and I get up to tell myself that my life is suck. If you're telling you these phrases each morning and this one is part of your daily routine, as soon as you open your eyes, you are treating yourself like your worst enemy and you wonder why you don't get your dream business. How can people can expect to fit into your world if you don't like even yourself? We talk about a lot toxic relationship and manipulator, but we don't talk about enough about the toxicity that we doing for ourselves. We feel they are missing some things, and we have this false impression that if we don't get result, we don't get client, we don't get the life that we want, the perfect house, the perfect husband, the perfect wife, is because we are not enough. It's because we are not successful as a coach, as an entrepreneur, as a content creator, as an influencer. So what exactly is a toxic relationship? A toxic relationship is a relation between two people, whether in love or not, and they are based in non-mutual respect and not healthy communication. Is these relationships is manipulation, rain, as well a lack of self-esteem and trust. If we don't try to this kind of people, I can tell you, true queen, you are toxic for yourself, because if we attract what we want, we attract that we are inside, and if you don't love yourself, you don't take time for yourself, and you don't like what you see in the mirror, you are more chance to attract non-healthy relationship into your world. So what is a self-toxic relationships? Is treating yourself like a crap, criticize yourself from the morning to the night, not take care to yourself, not creating healthy barrier from other people, be a people pleasing, putting your work before yourself and your need. You envious other people's success, other people's life. You find it's hard to be alone with yourself. Likely, you always need stimulation, always needs to have something to don't think about your through your emotion. You binge on Netflix, you consume a lot of food, or other drug or alcohol, or even you don't care about yourself. Furthermore, you are not investing in yourself. You think that is your fault. Especially, for example, I can see sometimes some entrepreneurs that say, oh, I invest in myself, but it's not my fault. It's because this coach are shit, oh, I go to see this therapist, but this therapist is not good. So you don't take your power back. You always say that is a fault of other people, not for yourself. So how you can believe that you can have the business of your dream if you don't believe in yourself? If you are thinking that you are not enough, is always you are missing something. Always people have more chance than you. Other people is better than you. Other people are smaller than you, are more things than you, are less happy, are less, for example, are more white or are more white. So we need to understand that. And if you want to create a six-figure business, and you have to believe first before that you see, you need to invest into yourself physically, emotionally, and in your mindset in order to develop a business that you stop to self-sabotage, especially if you want to change your reality, your mindset, because just making a vision board without believe it is not working. And it's for that, as you can see, each year is the same again and again, because the worst place is not to try, because people are thinking, oh, I don't want to try. The worst thing is to be in the same place each year and don't see any progress in your world. And I can tell you, it's very frustrating. But being in this toxic energy inside you, you give you give up in your life every day instead to changing. Yes, reading is good. Reading personal development book, listen podcasts, question questioning yourself, doing journaling and everything. But if you always put so much power in your negative voice and tell you that this voice is right, you will never make a change, and your life will never change. And I can tell you that because I was in this position, then I was giving so much power to this negative voice that I believe that is not for me. I doing everything in order to sell, but I am not selling. I giving everything. So what I did is I was binge eating, I was emotional eating, I was don't taking on myself. I was not going to the gym. I was spending all my time to binge on TikTok to try to find a solution to grow my business. But inside of me, I was not believing myself, because I was always telling me that I am not enough. I need to change. I need to lose weight. I need to be more prettier. I need to be more smart. My voice is so bad. I was obsessed by the feeling to beat myself, to criticize myself. I was my worst enemy. And sometimes you don't have the life of your dream, especially if you are working and you are putting the work in order to change, because you don't believe it's possible for you. And I feel like sometimes we don't believe that, because we are seeking that we are not enough. And yes, it can it can be because we have a bad parenthood or a bad childhood, but we need to take care of the responsibility. Of course, we cannot choose our environment when we are child, our parents, but when you are in the adult stage, we have the power to change. We have the power to choose what story we want to believe, what identity we want to change in order to have the life as we want. If we if we do the visualization and we believe that we can be best version the best version in ourselves, are you still criticize yourself? For me, when I visualize the best version of myself, I don't see myself criticize myself. I don't see myself do emotional eating. I don't see myself always comparing myself from other. I don't see myself always beating myself because I don't have the perfect English. I don't have the perfect voice. I don't have the perfect business. I see just I am happy. I am happy people to transform their life, and I am happy to be here. And I feel like sometimes we forget about that when we decided to launch our business is to transform our life and other life. And it's not about us, it's about other people. And yes, of course, when we do our business, it's because we want to change your life. We are sick and tired to have a burnout because of our job. We are sick and tired to ask the permission for the day off. We are sick and tired that we only get paid because people give us pizza just to say thank you and not to raise our salary. But I feel like we want to change life. We want to change our life, and just making a vision board without really tell our truth and tell, okay, why now I am not happy, why now I want to change my life, what I need. And for that we need to do a reflection. And when you're doing the reflection, you need to tell our truth. Say, okay, who I am happy. When I start, why I decide, for example, during the midnight to eat, why I decided to drink when I come back to home after my job, why I decided to take a glass of wine and I finish all the bottle, and I need to come back tomorrow and I pretend that everything is good and put and wear a mask. So yes, I feel like we need to have this question. We need to understand that sometimes we are our worst enemy, and sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need to understand who we are, and we need to work on our identity, because we need first to change our habits. We need to change who we are as identity in order to believe in our visualization. Yes, people tell you that you need to be delulu. I don't think it's true. I think you need to be this, especially when you have trauma, because as soon that something is challenging, you will self sabotage. And I can tell you that because I see that on myself and on my clients. So instead of focusing on the lacks that we don't have, concentrate that what is our existing strength, and none of them. I used to believe that if I don't have clients for the long time in my business, it was because on my own in my lack of capacity, but it's not true. It's because I couldn't embody my transformation. As soon that I realized that my current narrative, my identity that I decided to believe was keep me small, to thinking that I am always the problem and not the solution. I decided to say, okay, I have my trauma. Why I am keeping smaller? What I keep in plain small? What I always have this baby energy? What I always have people tell me that I need to. I have people coming to my DM and tell me, oh, just I can help you, blah blah blah. It's because I was giving so much baby entrepreneur energy, because I was thinking that my win, it was based on my number of clients and my number of money that I have in my bank. But when I realized that is not true, that money is not come from my security, is not very important. It's just energy, and the amount of energy that you have in your bank is I think like is sometimes is correlated to what you are thinking, and you need to detach from that. It's not because you just have 1K in your bank account. It's not because you your value is this amount. No, for me is not correlated. Is not correlated. Sometimes we think that the amount that we have in our bank account is correlated by the value that we have, because our friend or our parents told us as a child that money is so hard to have. You need to work a lot. You need money don't go on the street. You need to work hard. You need to do that. And yes, you work extra hard, because you don't believe it's possible for you to gain money from your content, to have the client that love to work with you, to have this successful business that people tell you, oh, I want to work with you, and your clients stay months, even year to see because they believe in you, they trust you. And I feel like you need to understand that sometimes it's because we are so toxic from ourselves. It's for that we don't have the life that we want. And yes, instead to change everything and to do some resolution that we don't stick because it's so much. And I don't believe to make resolution. I feel like it's better to really say the truth and make a plan and create a very good plan step by step. Even it's just okay, 1 week I will do that, the next week I need to do that. You don't need to make a plan for all the years that people tell you to do, because for me it's not working for me. But you can just say, okay, I want to have that this year. Don't make a date. And this month I will just focus to change one habit at a time. Maybe it will be just to go to the gym. Maybe it will be just to eat healthy. Maybe for you it will be, oh, I need to go every day on the story and talk about my offer. Maybe for you is to, okay, I will start to do reels, I will start to do TikTok, or maybe I will start to make a blog. I will Is really to do the things that you love, and stop to be to the trap, to the temptation to immediate gratification, but start to really appreciate each step and always appreciate that you have. For example, for me, when I start my blog in Medium, I say, oh, I was so happy. Then I just buy a small treat. Like I just my chocolate. I say, yes, yes. I celebrate that. I say, yes, I create my first article and everything. And I was so happy because we are so much in the midst of overnight success that we think, oh, yes, I put there and already have 1 million people we like our stuff. But building the life that we want and building the dream company, the business that we want, take time because you really need to understand who we are and embrace who we are, because people buy from your story, people buy because they love you. And the true transformation comes from taking action every day, even it's just to wake up on the morning, have a breakfast and come back to sleep. Because yes, you can heal and move forward and gain money and lose weight if you want, but you need to believe that you deserve it. You need to believe and you need to commit to say, no matter what, even if I don't see the evidence, it will come true to the reality. And it's for that. And when you are doing that, you will see that your vision board will be in the reality, it will be in your world, and you will see people are changing because you don't come for the place of selfish that, oh, I need to prove everyone that they are wrong, but you say, oh, I love myself. It's okay because you know that you can change people. And if you are doing that and you are focusing on yourself, it's not selfish because you can still donate money from the charity. But you need first, before to help people, you need to heal yourself and doing that you want to grow. And this one is very important. Me, I can tell you, as soon as I decided to focus on my thing, to really understand what happened in my life, really stop to always please people, to don't please to the place to needy energy, and really to understand, okay, I focus on myself. I don't call people, everyone, each time that I have a problem. I listen my negative voice. I listen my negative feeling. I understand why. It's okay if I eat too much today. I need that. Really don't be the place of my worst enemy, but be in the place of my bestie. And already love the client that I don't have, but I know that they are here. I love my client before they are in my world. I make the gift for them. I make the stuff because I know that when I am selling, and I am selling right now, my clients are doing amazing work. We can say, but before that, I say, yes, girl. Yes, girl, you are doing. Yes, girl, you are beautiful. Oh, yes, I trust you. Oh, yes, I am so proud of you. Before they are here, before I can see in my eyes that I have clients. Because if they believe that, I believe that, and it's very important to say that. And I want to say that maybe it would be weird in English, so let's say, I want to tell you that you need to imagine your client is your bestie, even if you don't have client right now. And if you are your own client, for me, I was that. I would say, okay, I am my own client, and I will say to my own client that his worth, his shit is not beautiful. No, I will say she's beautiful. I am proud of her. So I treat myself as my own client because my clients are a bestie. So I love my client already. So I love myself. And sometimes it's very powerful to imagine this way, especially if you are not in the place that you are loving yourself. And because you will draw the advice, you will say the advice to your bestie and not for yourself, and you will say, so if I say to myself, and one client that I don't know the past and everything, that I am proud of her, why am I not proud of me? I am not proud of me because I want more, or I am not proud of me because I was thinking that other people is right, or I need to be proud of me because this morning I doing all the stuff that I need to say, and I sail, I talk about my offer, I'm so proud of me, I go to the gym, I did what I said to say, so I am proud of myself. And this one is very important to say. It's very important to tell you that I can tell you, if you want to change life and make a difference in 2024, 2025, the other year, you will need to treat you as a bestie and remove this toxicity that you have for yourself, because nobody is perfect. So thank you so much to listen me. Don't forget to be your own too, and see you the next time.